quite as rare as an eclipse, but today the effects of the sun and moon mean we've got a high spring tide. Lily's here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, it is a spring tide, not named because we're in that season, but that's just what we call those big tides we see about twice a month. And it's when, as you say, the Earth, the sun and the moon are all aligned. So we had a big tide today, around 12 metres in Jersey, about 10 metres in Guernsey. But because we had those strong winds, the waves as well, we did get a fair bit of flooding. So these were the scenes earlier today. Probably not the best for your journey into work. It was around rush hour too, actually. The winds just so blustery out there. And it's no surprise we had these big waves coming over the walls. You'll see this car. The strongest gust was 60 miles an hour in the Channel Islands area. And actually even windier out to sea. So that gave the waves time to build up, and then we saw them spilling over our coast this morning. Now later on today there is a tide warning in place for a high tide in an hour or so, but it shouldn't be as bad as we saw this morning.
Fingers crossed.
Lots of people were messaging last night that it was keeping them up, and I couldn't even open the door into work today because it was so blustery. Is it set to stay that way?
Well, actually, Alex, we should be through the worst of the winds. So if we take a look at my satellite picture here now, you can see this system here, which came through last night, peaked around midnight, named Storm Pierrick by the French Met Services. Well, actually, most of that has kind of cleared out the way by today. So we had its remnants. That's why it was still a bit breezy. But actually, behind that, calmer winds, some clearer skies as well. So should be less blustery, maybe a little bit grey tomorrow, a bit of sunshine too. But let's get all the details now. Here's the full forecast. So yes, we had some blustery conditions today, but actually some rather nice bright spells as well, and some glorious sunshine at times, so out the wind wasn't too bad. Now talking of bright colours, take a look at this shot in Alderney from the past few days. Amazing pinks and almost purples there, beautiful at sunset. Now tomorrow morning could also be a lovely sunrise. That's because cloud is coming in from the west, so giving time for a bit of nice brightness first thing. But in terms of the rest of our weather, well, winds will be easing throughout this week. Cloudy tomorrow and mist and fog actually on Thursday is likely. By the time we reach the end of the week, it will be drier and milder in time for the weekend. So tonight we will have some clear spells and the winds will finally start to ease down to a force 3 coming from a westerly direction. But after midnight, well, we'll see a bit of cloud thickening up. No real showers or rain overnight though, so a dry one in store. Minimum temperatures around 8 degrees. Now tomorrow, as I said, might be a nice sunrise, perhaps a brightness for an hour, but then it is going to be a grey day. Cloud thickening, and towards midday we'll see patchy rain and drizzle arriving, maybe some mist, so a bit murky too. But calmer winds, force 3 to a force 4 coming from the south, and highs of around 14 degrees. Let's get our times then of high water between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Later on between 8:45 and 9:30. It is a big tide as well still tomorrow, and sea temperature around 10.8 degrees. So we take a look now at our week as a whole. Well, it will be grey tomorrow and a bit drizzly, some mist and fog as I said on Thursday, but the winds are getting calmer, and as we approach the end of the week and weekend, it's brighter, drier and milder. Hello there, very good afternoon. Well, some bright and sunny spells expected throughout the rest of this afternoon. Always a threat of a shower, but not too many of those, and highs of 13 degrees. As we head into this evening, well, cloud will thicken from around midnight, but actually most of the showers should have cleared, and winds a bit lighter to a force 3 to force 4 coming from the southwest. Minimum temperature around 7 or 8 degrees. Now tomorrow will be a bit more of a cloudy day, and actually that will thicken. So around midday we'll see this patchy rain and drizzle start to come through, possibly some mist in there as well. Winds calmer than today though, force 3 to a force 4 coming from the south, and highs of 14 degrees.